What is going on, Internet? My name is Lou, and I make Linux videos. So I know it's been a while since I've put out a video for you guys, and my apologies about that. I've had a lot of stuff going on in kind of real life, not on the Internet. That's really taken up a lot of my time. I bought a home, so I've been doing kind of the homeowner, Home Depot kind of thing. So that's eaten up a lot of time. Also, as far as Linux is concerned, there hasn't really been anything too interesting for me to really want to make a video about. Now, I say that, and of course, there's KDE 5 that has been released, and I will be making a video about KDE 5 because I really feel like KDE 5 is worth a video. I like a lot of what I see, and I've never been a KDE guy. In fact, I don't think you guys have ever seen a video with me discussing or using KDE. So, look forward to that coming up in the future. What you see going on here in the background is a fresh install of Ubuntu 14.04 long-term support release. And before I go on any further, anytime I say the word Ubuntu, in fact, anytime anyone on YouTube says the word Ubuntu, there is always some wise guy in the comments below that says that's not how you pronounce it. Who really cares? And I use this analogy in a recent comment that I got with someone correcting my pronunciation of the word Ubuntu or Ubuntu. I said, if I asked you to eat a crepe, okay, and then I asked you to describe how that crepe tastes, and you did not use the proper, or you did not articulate the proper dialect or pronunciation, French pronunciation of the word crepe or crepe, would that somehow invalidate your opinion of how that tastes? No, of course it wasn't. Of course it wouldn't. So if you're watching one of my videos, and for whatever reason, you hear me pronounce the word Ubuntu or Ubuntu in such a way that you don't feel is proper, it has no bearing on the content of the video. So let it go. It's absolutely ridiculous that people focus on stupid things like that or take the time to make a comment. Let it go, people. Let it go. That's just one of those little things that always seems to creep up. But pronunciation has no bearing on the content of the video. So just enjoy the video and move on. But anyway, so why am I installing Ubuntu 14.04? I don't necessarily think it's the most stable release. In fact, as you see me kind of setting up my desktop and going through some of the routine things I normally do when I set up Ubuntu, you'll probably see the system lock up, depending on how long this video goes, and you'll see an error, a comp.his lockup. I think for the most part, I'm going with Ubuntu 14.04 LTS because it's just easy and quick to set up. I don't have to go through a lot of finagling. I recently installed Manjaro, and I was running KDE 5 on it. And as much as I enjoy Manjaro, I always run into audio issues. Now, these are things I can fix. However, it just takes up a lot of time. Every time Pulse Audio gets revved, it just seems to screw up my whole system. I want something that's a little more locked in time, that's not updated constantly. I was watching an interview with Linus Torvalds, and he said that he didn't like using Debian way back in the day because he said it was too hard to install, which I think is hilarious. So when you get a lot of these, Linux, guys that sit in these ivory towers that only run Gen 2 and says anyone who uses anything other than Gen 2 is a noob. You've kind of got the father, one of the fathers of Linux himself, saying he didn't like Debian because he thought Debian was too hard to install. He just wants something that's easy to install so he can get on with his life. And that's kind of an indirect quote, but essentially is what he said. He doesn't want to use anything that's too hard to install or that he has to fight with. He just wants to install his distro and get on with his life. And that's kind of where I am right now. I think that, I just want something that's easy to set up and that I can just go on about my business. So that's why I've chose Ubuntu 14.04. I have and I was using pre-release of Elementary's OS Freya. But one of the things that I just really don't like about the Elementary project is when it's ready release philosophy. For me, I like to have a release schedule. Every year or every so often that Windows is going to put out their release, or the same thing with Apple's OS 10. So, for me, I like to know when the newer versions of these distros are coming out, so I can plan my upgrade and my workflow accordingly. So I've kind of got off of using Elementary OS. Ubuntu and Unity is not extremely exciting for me, but I just find that for the most part it works. There is some bugs in Ubuntu 14.04, a lot with Compiz, and I really like to see Unity get away from Compiz and become not just a Compiz plugin, but an actual shell, independent of Compiz, because the primary maintainer of Compiz kind of quit the project, and Canonical is maintaining it enough so that Unity obviously is functional, but that's obviously something that they're going to have to deal with in the future, and so I hope to see them move away from that. I'm not a huge Cinnamon fan with Linux Mint. I really wish that they would make a GNOME spin, but that'd be kind of a waste of their time, considering they're independent of the GNOME project right now. So I'm kind of stuck in Linux limbo. I've talked about this before. I'm just trying to find something that suits all my needs and that I actually enjoy using. With that said, I've used KDE 5 recently, and I really enjoyed it. I think that having been developed on Qt5, it's very quick. Aesthetically, I think it looks great. I believe the Breeze theme is just fantastic. I think it looks modern. I still think that now, I don't subscribe to this line of thought, and this seems like it's becoming more and more popular with the Linux desktop, that removing a feature is adding a feature, if that makes sense. In a lot of ways, I feel like people who are putting their own desktop environments together, or even distros together, are dumbing down the desktop quite a bit. However, I feel like you can get lost inside KDE. I think there's a lot of settings and lots of things are customizable, which is a plus, but I think it can make things a little hard to find at times. Even when you go into the search panel and you can type in something that you're looking for, it can make it a little bit difficult. So I would say that's probably one of the only things that I don't enjoy about KDE, but by far, KDE 5 for me is the most appealing release of KDE since I've been using Linux for the past 15 plus years. So, with that said, I'll be doing a review of KDE 5, probably on top of Kubuntu, because that's one of my, favorite, spins of using KDE. So, you could be looking out for that in the future. But that's kind of where I am with Linux right now. Still kind of stuck out in Linux limbo, and I keep coming back to just a basic install of Ubuntu 14.04 LTS for my day-to-day use, just to get what I need to get done. But nothing's really excited me. Nothing's really wowed me. I haven't really been floored by anything. So if there's anything that you guys can think of that is really exciting that I've maybe just missed, leave a comment in the video description below and let me know, because I am looking for that next thing, that next really exciting thing. But as far as the Linux desktop is concerned, it's kind of business as usual. Nothing groundbreaking has really been done on the desktop side of things. I would like to find something more stable than Ubuntu, but something just as easy to get up and running and very quickly. But that's about it, guys. So be on the lookout for a KDE 5 video coming soon. I haven't done a distro review in a while, but I really don't feel like there's any distro that's come out recently that, really warrants, a video about it. Nothing, again, super exciting. I know a lot of channels do video and distro reviews on just about anything that comes out. I tend to only do them on releases that I find significant in some way. That's just kind of my style. I'm more of a kind of tutorial tips and tricks kind of guy than I am a distro reviewer. I know there's a lot of guys out there like Infinity Galactic who does a great job of reviewing distros. I enjoy kind of the tips and tricks side of things, but I'll look at a distro if I feel like there's been something significant in relation to that distro. But yeah, so again, it's kind of good to get a video back out to you guys, let you know that I am still around. I haven't given up on my channel. I just, I want to find something that interests me to do a video on, and there really hasn't been too much. So anyway, it's really nice to touch base with you guys. I'm going to try my best now to respond to comments. I even went kind of quiet on comments for a while. I do get a ton of comments all the time, and with the house and with work and with everything that was going on, it's just really hard to keep up with everything. So I kind of took a little bit of a break, a hiatus, while Linux land was a little bit quiet. So I decided to just kind of take a break and from everything. But now that things have simmered down a little bit, I do live in the States, and we're in the middle of winter right now where I live, and so we've been getting a lot of snow, and there's not a whole lot to do, so I figure, jumping back into making videos is a good thing. So anyway, if you guys have a topic, a distro, something going on, again, that I may not know about, and you want to hear my thoughts or opinions on it, leave a comment in the comment section below. But as always, thanks guys, and we'll talk to you later.